Proof. Big price drops incoming. I'm going to share a text message that I received from a builder's agent. Take a look at this. That would be a 5.49% fixed rate ask and 9% in concessions. So essentially, what they are offering is 9% in concessions. So I text and I said 50,000 plus in concessions, essentially to buy the rate down, do temporary buy downs, or bring your rate down all the way to 3%, right? Look what the builder's agent responded. Yes, sir. 5.49 rate and $59,841 in concessions. If that isn't screaming that price drops are incoming, I don't know what else is. Remember, I've shared an article numerous times that the builder confidence is as low as it was in November of 2023 and almost as low as it was in December of 2022. Now, what happened at the end of both of those years? Well, the trend the last few years, home prices go up in the spring, and in the second half, they come down. And remember, we peaked in May of 2022 at $600,000 for the median price along the greater Salt Lake area. Well, we had 9 consecutive months of price drops, and that median price fell to $510,000 from $600,000. That was almost around a 15% drop in the median price on the median home. And what are we seeing? That the builder confidence, this was a May article. Right here, it says May, lowest level since November of 2023 and almost as low as December of 2022. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, because nobody has your back like Dinko the Realtor. And when you do need a realtor, you tell my contact information is down below in the description. We're going to keep going through this. So right there, we're seeing that this builder is offering essentially 80, 90,000. I mean, they're already buying the rate down to 5.49% and then offering almost another $60,000 in concessions and closing costs to further buy that rate down. That's essentially almost $100,000. Of course, builders are going to do anything, finish a free basement, give free upgrades, anything that they can instead of dropping the price. Now, I don't blame them. I mean, if you and I were builders, we'd want to do the same thing. But that right there, and I do have another text message that I'm going to share as well from another builder agent. But I want to go through some stuff here real quick. Only 14% of respondents in this survey since Fannie Mae began tracking the data in 2010 said that it was a good time to buy a home. The lowest share on record since they started keeping data in 2010. And meanwhile, the share of who said it's a bad time to buy a home climbed to 86%, up from 83% the previous month. And what have I been saying? That every now and then, this is, oh my gosh, this is the furthest or the worst since the 1995, or this is the worst since 2013, 2010, and this is the lowest number of sales since this and that. We're always seeing information coming out showing that the housing market has not stabilized. The economy has not stabilized. And again, a builder agent is telling me that they are offering almost $100,000 in concessions to buy the rate down. Now, we're seeing that some other economists have said that buyers will likely continue gaining power throughout the year. And what have I been saying that was going to happen? That we were going to see much better deals in the second half of 2025. Smash that like button if you haven't. Smash that subscribe button. Help this video get in front of more people because nobody else is sharing this information. It'll help me grow the YouTube channel, so I'd really appreciate that like button and that subscribe button being pushed. Now back to the data and articles here. And also, look at that inventory, right? It is continuing to stay elevated year over year. And we're seeing right there, that purple blue line at the top, much more inventory. Now, going back over here, saying as the year progresses. So Erica Ledviginson, National Director of Residential Analytics at Homes.com, said that the increase in inventory combined with uncertainty among consumers could actually make the market more suitable for buyers. As more buyers enter the market, buyers gain options and negotiating power, suggesting a slight shift away from a seller's market towards a buyer's market at the national level. And we're seeing that inventory in Utah is actually outpacing majority of the other states. We have way more inventory than we did prior to the pandemic in 2019. And when I did the video a couple of months ago, we have to go back all the way to 2016. So I know people said in the comments they wanted me to do that again, see how far back we'd have to go. So I will do that. I'll make a video here showing where the data compares to that we're at currently right now compared to years past, where we have to go to. Is it 2017, 2016, 2015? So I'll definitely do that. And again, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't. Nobody brings you this data, this information. And right here, if we take a look, a divergence between official and ADP job reports reveals two labor markets. Now, ADP, which reports the private sector, is saying that the job market is not great. And then the government sector that reports is saying that everything is peachy and dandy. And remember that in August, I shared this article, I believe it was one of the previous videos, that 818,000 fewer jobs in August of 2024, they reported, were actually created than what they were out there saying. So how can we even trust their data? I mean, it's bunkers. And right here, we see that the official labor numbers from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows higher than expected increases of 147,000 jobs in June. And I believe that I forgot what they beat expectations by. However, the ADP report that was released Wednesday pointed to a decrease of 33,000 jobs in the private sector. And we know that the government is the biggest employer as well as healthcare. So if you took those two away, I mean, depends who you ask. You hear people out there saying that the job market just sucks. So, and then anyway, interest rates. This is something that I've been touching on the last few videos. Most likely, we're not going to see relief coming in the form of interest rates, which just means that sellers are not going to get any relief in the rates, and this is going to put more pressure as the school year is going to start here shortly, right? Summer's about to, I mean, we're halfway through summer, and school year starts, I believe, August 13th. And right here, the 10-year Treasury yield rises as Trump extends tariff deadline. And he extended the tariff deadline until August 1st. Now, this is bad if Trump wants rate cuts, which we know he does, and this is bad for anybody who's actually wanting rate cuts, because this extension right here is actually until the 1st of August. And the Fed, their decision on the Fed rate is July 30th, which means, I mean, Jerome Powell, I'm sure that article said that they would have done rate cuts, the Fed rate cuts, if it wasn't for tariffs. Well, the fact that we're still experiencing tariff wars, and Trump actually tweeted and said that he is not going to back out. There's not going to be any extensions because of the whole taco thing. Trump always chickens out. So he's saying, I am not going to chicken out. They're going to go into full effect, which, in my opinion, that's just going to cause the Fed to not lower those rates, even if the data is saying for them to do so. Now, quick recap here. Oh, and I did have that other text message to show you from the other builder's agent. And the other thing is, sign up for the email that I send out weekly, and that link is going to be down below. What that email is it consists of what's going on with inventory year over year. It's going to show you the growth. And I was supposed to send that out, got backlogged with being out of town and then with some work stuff, but I'm going to be sending that out most likely sometime when this video actually drops. And it's going to show you the inventory year over year, as well as the different counties, the different markets, the Greater Salt Lake area, the Park City area, the Logan area, the St. George area. You're going to be covered everywhere. That way you're able to keep an eye on the market that you're interested in. So that link is going to be down below in the description and the comment. Make sure you sign up for that. That way you receive those monthly emails with that inventory growth. And then we're seeing that the 10-year Treasury yield rises. So right here, if I pull up this other text message, I was negotiating this for a buyer, and I essentially told the builder's agent, I said, hey, I went over the builder incentives with the buyers and how concessions work, and I think they are kind of expecting some stuff based on what they sent me. It's pretty common now, so let's get them locked in with the win-win for them and the builder. So I'm trying to get as much closing costs for these buyers, even though I've been telling them, and I think that if they wait, they'll get a better deal. And then I got that other text message, and some other information came through that I've shared with them. But hey, everybody has different timelines. So whenever your timeline is, I'm always going to do the best that I can to negotiate you the best deal possible. And right here, if we take a look, we see that this builder agent said, yes, that's true. There is a lot of concessions, a lot of incentives that builders are offering. They're offering that if you use their preferred lender. I can't recommend anything, but hey, ask for it and I'll ask the seller, which is essentially the builder. So we're seeing multiple builders out there that I'm communicating with, are saying that indeed builders are trying to move the needle. And that builder confidence, right? I mean, we're seeing that it's the lowest. So here's a recap. The lowest builder confidence since November 2023 and almost as low as December 2022, which was a really bad time. Everybody thought a recession was right there until the government started bailing out Silicon Valley Bank, continuing to push out the foreclosures, which the Trump administration put in place. The Biden administration kept extending it for the whole 4-year term, and now Trump extended again in April. So who knows when that's going to resume. But we're seeing that it's as bad as it was at essentially the lowest point of 2022. And we're seeing that most Americans don't think it's a good time to buy a home. The prices are going to continue dropping. And I've been saying, July through September is going to bring you the best deals on the move-in ready homes. And of course, if you wait until September, most likely, per the data, per the articles, you're going to get a better deal than if you entered the housing market in July. And if you're not worried about doing some work to the house, doing some painting, or doing a full-out remodel, well, then you want to enter the housing market September, October, November. And the longer you wait, if this continues, the better deal you're going to get. So if you're wanting to get some sweat equity, you're definitely going to have some possibilities with that. So we're seeing that it's going to be a buyer's market towards buyer's market on a national level. Buyers gain more options and negotiating power. We're seeing that ADP reports are 33,000 less jobs, while the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, which also was saying, hey, we overestimated by 818,000 jobs. That's what they came out with. So what do we trust there? We're seeing this inventory growth year over year, and we're seeing it continuing. Right here, it's tapering off. It's pretty common. So I don't think we're going to see much, too much inventory climbing here. It's going to probably keep climbing here per the data for another month or 2 or 3. But that big explosion in inventory that we saw here, we're seeing that has faded away. I don't think that anything is going to bring that inventory to just spike up, especially since sellers are. But there is one thing to actually keep in mind. I don't think I touched on it in this video. Under contracts, I'm following some data. Under contracts are actually starting to be potentially going to be less than they were a year ago, meaning less homes going under contract, pending home sales. Well, if less homes are going under contract, that means less will be sold, which means inventory is going to be more elevated because less people are buying homes. So that's actually something we're going to have to pay attention to. So there's that recap for you. Again, the link to sign up to get the email with the inventory once a month of what's going on in the whole marketplace will be down below. Smash the like button, smash that subscribe button. It'll help you stay up to date with information that nobody else gives you. And it'll help me push this video in front of more people. It'll help me grow the YouTube channel. It'll help more people find this video. And when you do need a realtor in Utah, Finco the Realtor has your back. My contact information is down below in the description.